lot of new faces. Home opener is going to give them some juice tonight. They might not need it against an opponent like Life Pacific, but Life Pacific's no slouch. They got to be careful tonight, especially being led by a couple of former Lions and Kennedy and former player Lamanu. So they know what it takes in this program.
And Bion earns the early turnover out of Life Pacific.
How good has Kaylee Bion been for Vanguard coming over from Point Loma? I mean, you see right there, Vanguard starting out in the 1-2-1-1 press.
Spills out, falls in the hands of Bion. Another jumper, why not?
And she's efficient with what she's doing as well. She doesn't take the wrong shots. She doesn't force them as CE gets the deflection.
Oh, a little slip there from Hanning.
Well, we talk about the new faces, Kaylee Bion as a graduate player, and then you got Michaela Hanning, the freshman. But let's not forget, Vanguard's got a trio of returners in the starting lineup as well, and it starts with Emma Scoff, someone who was the PacWest Freshman of the Year last year. She has not had a sophomore slump so far to start the season as well. She's picked up right where she left off. She has 11.25 points per game so far, and that's coming off a season last year where she had 11 points per game as well. So no slouch for her. Obviously, she just missed that first three-pointer, but you see the presence she has on the interior already, getting the O board.
Speaking of O boards, not just for the game, but for the season.
And you see a couple of misses there from downtown for Vanguard between Hanning and CE, but tell you what, Life Pacific, they're not really known to shoot it from downtown, 27.5% as a team, but you see a errant pass there.
2-on-1, Matson looking for CE, scoops down low, easy finish off the window.
But it was a good sign just to put a ball in that conversation. A good sign for Life Pacific to hit the first one from Waldron.
The three-point effort is short, rebounded by Hudson. Looking for Matson.
Good job by Bion to get him settled after the hustle play from everywhere to make sure you get a good one.
Hanning, pump fake drive. Oh, she blinked past Puente, but couldn't put up the finish.
Yeah, blink past Puente and the rim there. Just got caught with her feet moving a little bit too fast and was unable to bring herself back underneath control and finish at the rim. Really good sign here by Natalie Scherzer. Obviously, they've had 4 games on the road, but this is the first time we've been able to see her in person since her ACL tear. Really good sign to see her move that well laterally in space.
Dish down low, scoff off glass. Count it, and the foul.
Great vision there by Kaylee Bion. She was able to string it out from the left slot all the way over to the right side of the key, and she felt 3 players on her. Let's play over the top to the tallest player on the court in Emma Scott.
Checks on here for Jaren Matson.
Talk about the young talent and at the guard position mainly, but I'll tell you what, Kayla Boozer's another one you got to be excited about.
Oh, yeah. That's off target from Hudson. Yeah, Vanguard are always good for a conference freshman of the year candidate.
Yep.
In any conference, in any division.
And they have 2 this year.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about, you know, what Michaela Hanning has been, but Kayla Boozer, this conversation piece is going to be on throughout the entire season. Anytime you can go to these twin towers of the conference that you're going to see between Scoff and Boozer, it's a terrifying thought because, I mean, normally you're thinking, like, okay, well, Boozer maybe can back up Scoff, but it never really occurred to you that, oh, wait, we can go to them in a lineup together. That's what I'm most excited about, is to see the 1-4 high set.
Hudson, forward pass into Scherzer, eye to eye with Puente. A switch on Ramos, driving downhill Scherzer. And Hudson, out of the shot clock here for VU. And 6 and 5, Boozer out to Bion, and she got it.
Not the best looking offensive possession for Vanguard. Natalie Scherzer, she missed Emma Scoff down low. There was no help side. She could have thrown it over the top to the taller.
Down low to Boozer, comfortable catch, but she can't finish.
That's the pass that Scherzer missed a moment ago, but Kaylee Bion saw it all the way. Just got to finish that one.
Puente on the roll. And fired down the hatchet for Kaylee New.
What a set there by Life Pacific. Going to the DHO, lulling them to sleep. Let's go ahead and go blind pig action at the women's level. Love to see it. And that's an open 3 on the pick and pop.
And he has taken the reins and he has tried to uplift them in a competitive GSAC conference.
Yes.
Where they were not built to finish too high. They were built to finish 8th out of 9 teams. JJ, would you like to take a guess actually at who currently has control of the GSAC? After we left?
It's either the Masters or ACU.
It is indeed. In fact, you're right in both ways. Arizona Christian, reigning champions, reigning tournament champions with the Masters.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me because when we left the GSAC as well, I mean, it was the same thing on the men's side. Masters and AC were running the place. So to see that is very interesting. But I will say, if you look at the scores every night, that is a competitive conference. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not talking about, you know, a huge disparity between first and last place. You're talking about, I mean, this thing is coming down to the wire with 2 weeks to go in the GSAC conference, similar to what we saw last year in the PacWest.
Bella is getting us back underway here. The ball's now with Waldrum. Nearly poked away by Hudson. Oh, open lane, not quite. Stuffed away by Scherzer. And she finds a pass into Hallie C. How about that from Natalie Scherzer? Into the corner, catch and shoot. Hudson, no good. And it's spilling there at the baseline, and it's Vanguard basketball.
Gotta love the hustle play. I'm a little disappointed that the bench wasn't a little bit more happy about that. Look at Natalie Scherzer getting the block on one end, and then all of a sudden you're going to come back on the other side and force an offensive rebound. What a terrific job by Natalie Scherzer in these limited minutes here early as she continues to get herself back into game shape.
One shot, Abella, one shot! One shot! One shot! Abella! Abella, one shot!
Coach Kennedy saying one hold for one shot, but Scherzer's not letting her. She continues to pressure.
9 seconds left in quarter number one. Bella looking for room, crosses past Scherzer. The floater from the nail, and she got it. Goodness gracious.
That's the danger sometimes when you try to beat that screen to the high side. It might look like you got your ankles crossed, but I tell you what, on that one, Scherzer was just trying to fight. Feet got tangled up with the screener, but man, oh man, what an exciting finish to the end of the first quarter. Coach Kennedy said all coaching for that.
Had nothing to do with the cross from Abella. It was, I mean, to be fair, he kept her aware of that game clock there. That's going to do it for the first quarter. Vanguard on the high side, but the Warriors finishing in style, an 18-10 scoreline here in the VSN. Work down to C, catch and shoot. And that ricochets off the back iron.
Vanguard has to be very careful. We saw this last year as well, where they struggled whenever they took too many three-pointers. Yeah. Right now, it's a 6-point ball game. If they're not careful about getting back to the rim, where they have been thriving so far, if they use their height advantage, I Pacific might actually make this thing a lot closer than Vanguard expected.
Matson, she's trying to get in rhythm.
She's the one player, though, that I'm not mad at her.
Yeah.
Anytime she sees a three-pointer right now, she needs to get him up because she is in a funk right now. Jared Matson, 3 for 21 to start the season. Yeah. That's 14.3%, Jared. Not ideal for her. But remember, she struggled to start the year last year, and then she got it going with her home opener.
8 on the shot clock. Deep triple from Torres. Oh, nearly got it down. And this time it's Life Pacific's turn to come up with the foul.
What a box out there by Hallie C. And, you know, I was able to talk to Hallie leading up, you know, to the season and talking about the impact that Lauren Baumgartner had on her, you know, a veteran that she looked up to. And I was asking Hallie about, you know, how is it now that you're, you know, on the other side of that equation? Now you're the veteran. This is your 4th year. This is your last home opener of your career. And you look at a play like that, and you can definitely tell that she picked some things up from Lauren Baumgartner for sure.
Well, Puente here for Life Pacific. Crabtree connects.
That's the only thing she's done all season so far, Jared, is shoot from downtown. 5 for 11 on field goals. All of them from
all 3 corners.
Make it 6 for 12 now from someone who was in the national conversation last year in the early portion of the season in terms of her ability to shoot from downtown. Can you believe that she cooled off to a 41%? That's the type of numbers that we're talking about, folks.
A lot of time for VU to work with. Dish down low to O'Neal. What a pass from Hudson.
She's picking up where she left off last year as well in terms of her ability to be a spark off the bench. And you see a play like that on a nice little shovel pass, NFL style. You love to see it.
Something that this is my own personal thing, before the game, I really wanted to see Rachel Spinoza tonight.
Yep.
And I didn't know the injury report on her. I knew that she hadn't played the last few games, but she was a player who gave a lot of teams some trouble back in that kind of 2022, 2023 range. She was averaging over 18 points per game in the PacWest. Point is, folks, Life Pacific are also playing a bit shorthanded, but they've done well to find rhythm where they can.
And I love the point about Rachel Spinoza in particular because she's the #1 assist leader on their team. So whenever you're missing someone who's able to kind of be the straw that stirs the drink, and all of a sudden that's not there, you're worried about your elements kind of being out of sort. So you need everyone to kind of pick up the slack in terms of being able to share the wealth offensively and make sure you stay in rhythm.
It's Puente for Hallie C. 10 of the shot clock.
Good job by LPU switching to a zone.
Giving over to Masson. And it's down the chimney. Boy, does she need that Waldrum to finish the half. It's too strong. And the Vanguard Lions finish the half on a 27-3 run. Capitalized by Jaren Madsen. And I was looking at you because that signal from Hallie C means get out of her way. She's usually going to finish the half on a drive. She noticed Jaren Madsen there and gets her going for a much-needed three-pointer.
And because we've seen that all the time, right? The end of the period, who do they usually go to? Hallie C for an isolation where it's her world, right? LPU did the smartest thing I've seen from a team in that situation, which is go to a zone right there. 2-3 zone. Now she can't do it because that play is borderline unstoppable.
Yeah.
How often Coach Davis goes to it. Go to a zone right there. We're probably going to see a lot more teams look at the footage right there and go to that for the end of quarter situations. But heck of a half. 27-3 run. Wow, Joe.
45-18 score.
But I'll tell you what, they're going to make a tangible switch, which is icing the ball screens now. But that's the problem is when you ice the ball screen, you give up a lot of pick and pop opportunities if you let the ball handler massage their way down.
Hudson, time and room, and she walks.
Well, I can tell you one thing that Coach Davis is going to be working on in practice tomorrow, which is the shuffling of the feet. How many troubles have we seen tonight, Jared? Holy cow.
60-24, 3:53 left to go here in the third quarter. Her and Hudson combined for 27 of the 30 points in the final quarter.
And that's coming off the bench, Jared. And that's going to be a topic that we talk about all season long in terms of what Vanguard's bench production was last year versus what it is now. But that's really a good sign. Menlo, will they adjust? Will Vanguard adjust in terms of their attack? I'm really excited for that matchup in particular on Thursday night.
Yeah, you blink and you miss it. These past 2 or 3 preseasons, with them playing on the road so much, they really haven't had time to establish themselves in this building. And we've seen how the PacWest can look. Let's talk about it. I mean, they did not start off their best shooting performance. And even looking at the stats now, 7 three-pointers, they kind of happened in awkward glances and runs of this game. They never really had a pure shooting rhythm, I would say, in this match. But they looked fluid, and as you mentioned, they looked rather sharp, and I think that's good signs for a team who maybe last year against Westcliff didn't look their sharpest in their penultimate match before the PacWest season.
They had a different eye to them in this game than they did in that Westcliff game. Vanguard, you could tell that they knew that they were going to win this game, but they didn't allow that to cause their intensity to slip. You saw how hard they were boxing out. You saw how hard they were pursuing loose balls. To me, they could have mailed it in and been like, who cares if, LPU scores 50 tonight. But no, they said, no, we are going to hold them to 36 points. That's what's impressive to me more than the 88 points on the board. So for me, they had that eye to them. They were very disciplined in what they did. Obviously, it got away from them. And 7 for 26 from downtown, not ideal. A lot of that was early and late. The middle part of the game, though, in the second and third quarter, I thought they were taking the right shots. So for me, this was a good stepping stone for Vanguard into their PacWest opener where they don't really fall asleep, but they also are well aware that they have some stuff to work on and clean up heading into that Menlo game.
So Kaylee Byon, 3 points shy of a new career high. She finished with 24 points on 11 for 12 from the field, 2 for 3 from downtown. Give her 5 rebounds and 4 assists. I don't want to call it too early, but she might be the front runner for my favorite player to watch. I know last season for me it was Matosian and Jaren Madsen. I think this year it's going to be Kaylee Byon, and I'm going to go with, I'll pick 3. I'll pick Byon, I'll pick Boozer, and I'll pick Madsen.
Come on,
as my favorite 3 to watch.
Is this your Christmas list as a kid? I
know,
this,
right?
this.
Well, it's one game in. I'm optimistic.
Of course. And
I think the ease of how she got her baskets tonight, for me, is always what I love to see. Players so efficient, getting to their spots, just such a good control of this game. And I mean, we didn't even talk about the assist-to-turnover ratio.
No.
There's so much to talk about, folks.
So much, and we'll get to it all on Thursday, but I think you're exactly right, having Kaylee Byon be the headliner of those trio of names that you talked about, because there's a reason that Vanguard was so aggressive in pursuing her in the portal. I mean, look at what she did to the Vanguard last year. I mean, there's a smorgasbord of options that we could go to in terms of our headlines for the next game and the games coming forward for us, sitting at the table, but I'll tell you what, either way, Vanguard is going to compete in the PacWest this year, and 88-36, that'll certainly give you cause for optimism this year.
Good night here for the home side. They improved to 4-1 on this season, and they head into the PacWest season opener against Menlo on Thursday. That's going to do it here, folks. For myself, Jared Rowan, on behalf of J.J. Johnson and the entirety of the Vanguard Athletics staff, we thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. We hope that you enjoyed this home opener